Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbie with Believe in the Run.
And this is Megan with Believe in the Run.
And this is Ryan with Believe in the Run.
Yes.
And
People,
extra voice.
people may not know Ryan because he's a kind of behind the scenes kind of guy, but we're putting him in the front for a thing coming up here with Mizuno. But just to let people know, if you've been to our website, which you probably have because we've already got 3 million visitors this year.
Plug.
I'm pretty happy about that. But Ryan is pretty much Robbie's right-hand man.
Ryan is mission critical personnel. I'll say that.
Yeah.
If I've never said that to you, you know it's true, Ryan.
So, and also you take a lot of the photos for Believe Run Club. That if you go to the Believe Run Club feed on Instagram, you'll see a lot of Ryan's shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Carl.
I think that Carl is like a backup pilot to you.
He's too busy traveling with you guys.
Yeah, he's like he's Goose and you're Maverick.
Oh, I thought you were going to say gander.
Oh,
He's the gander to your goose.
yeah.
That's the TMU version of
Top Gun.
Top Gun. I was like, dude, I'm like stoked rebounding.
I love it. We're gonna give you some coffee.
I was like jumping. No, I got some coffee.
So I actually have a quick question for Ryan because I don't even know. Could you give me a little bit before we get into what we're doing with Mizuno and what you'll be doing with Aubrey? Can you just give me a background on like your running history and like stuff like that?
I mean, sure. I ran high school cross country. I was thoroughly mediocre at that. So I fully stopped running in college. And that was a great 4-year break.
Do you want to shout out Penn State?
I mean, I can shout out Penn State.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you should.
Not a great running town.
What is a Nittany?
It's a mountain.
Okay.
It's a mountain like 10 miles out of town.
So you were specifically one mountain's lions.
Yes.
Okay.
That is how that worked.
That's weird.
Never saw a lion on that mountain, but
Yeah.
they're there, I
They're
guess.
too busy tailgating.
Yeah.
True. Okay, so then after college, but then you picked up running again?
Yeah, a sweet little thing called the pandemic happened, and I couldn't go to like an indoor gym.
Wait, the pandemic was what got you
Yeah,
running?
I don't think I realized that either.
Yeah.
I feel like you were running a lot before that. That's when you started running?
I mean,
How long have you been with us?
Like pretty soon
since
after.
about that,
Really soon after that.
Same
I guess.
timeline.
Yeah.
because I was fully remote for the first long time I was with.
How long have you been with us?
Have you? Yeah. It's
Who
honestly
are
been
you?
like,
I feel like you've been here forever.
it's been, well, you moved here a year ago to Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
And then, but you were doing, helping freelancing, editing with us for what, a year before that or a year and a half?
Seemed longer than
I'm
that.
pretty
I know.
sure it was since like mid 2020.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
That would be like almost 4 years
4
then.
years.
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I guess that's true. Yeah. Now that
I mean,
I think about it.
it feels that long.
I don't know. Time is so weird with COVID and then just doing so much stuff. I feel like I never have. I've lost all sense of.
Well, our friend
I
Gavin
agree.
just said that he's been in DC for 5 years.
what?
I know, which blew my mind because I'm like, no, you just moved
I
there
would've
like
thought that
a
was
year
a
ago.
year.
Yeah.
And it's because it happened before the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that whatever happened between end of 2019 to about 2022, it's gone.
Yeah.
That's 1 month.
It's a folded sheet of paper, like when they show you time travel and they're like folded together. COVID is the part
That's
that's
pretty accurate though.
under the fold there.
All right. So anyways, you're running, you're here, you're in Baltimore, Believe Run Club, but you're also doing something in is it September, October.
October.
Honest,
We're
again,
back to
once
time.
again, no
Wait,
clue.
you have run marathons before though.
I've run one and it was terrible.
Okay, I'll say it for you. Like you're sneaky fast. When we've done like the 10 miler or the halves or anything, like you're up in the top percent all the time.
I'd like to think so.
Well, that's one thing about running is you can actually check.
Yeah, this is true.
But yeah, I mean you're fast.
Yeah.
I'll like get into the swing of it, get back to being fast, and then get hurt. So
That's the
currently-
That's the
cycle.
cycle.
we're currently
That's
on that
running.
get back to being fast grind.
The life of a runner.
Yeah, so Amsterdam Marathon is October 20th. So what week of training are you in right now? Or how many weeks do you have? Do you know?
I think I have 8 or 9 to go.
Okay.
And you've been training in the Mizuno product. Obviously, Mizuno is our partner in sending you out there.
Yep.
And they're kind of turned things around. I mean,
For sure.
there was a period of time where if we got a Mizuno shoe in, none of the core people were reviewing it. We were sending it.
To me,
Yeah.
before I lived in Baltimore.
You're actually the perfect person to do this because you've run in the Wave Rider 21. I don't know, whatever.
Something like that. It was one
And-
of the first shoes I got.
Yeah, and so you have seen the progression of Mizuno, and right now you're running in the Neo Vista.
Neo Vista for most of my training, and then the Wave Rebellion 2 is going to be my race shoe.
He got a pretty color too. We got to
did.
get
Oh, really?
the photos. He's taking photos, but it's like a powder blue.
Oh, nice.
Nice little, Meg, you'd love it. So let's talk about the Neo Vista because Robbie, I know you love it.
Yeah,
We all
great shoe.
liked it.
I'm very surprised by that shoe.
And, so like a lot of times, I think that we're really fortunate. Most of the people that we partnered with to do marathon events or things like that, they have a high quality shoe that we can train in and race in. Are you feeling it?
Yeah, actually, I have been using the Neo Vista for pretty much all of my long runs. A lot of my shorter ones are still whatever shoes I'm helping review at the time, but it's pretty much every Saturday, every Sunday, Neo Vista.
Oh, so you got some miles in it then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I've done the classic in it every week for a month or so.
That's pretty good.
That'll do it.
So the classic is a 10-mile run that you can make as fast as you want. I mean, there's people who are running high fives and all the way back to, I'd say if you're running 840s, you're in the back.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
If you're running nines, you've lost the sauce.
You're on your own.
It used to be you had a group to run with. Not anymore.
I don't know
As I
what
can
happened.
confirm.
Well, I think all of us who are not running super fast just don't go anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the younger Belief Run Club crowd that started showing
Basically.
up.
Ah, jeez, man.
Real fasties.
Yeah.
So anyway, so you've been running the Vista Rebellion. You'll be racing the Rebellion Pro.
Yep.
Amsterdam seems.
Have you
like-
been to Amsterdam before?
I have not.
What are you? Okay, other than
neither.
the race,
Kind of mad. I wish I would
wa-
have done that and dropped Chicago. I'm just kidding. Sorry for all you
all the people that want to run with Robbie.
4-hour runners.
So what? Other than the race, what are you excited about for Amsterdam? Have you done any research?
So I'm a big soccer guy. I am hoping to get to check out the Ajax Stadium.
Ooh,
Cool.
I don't actually know where it is in the city.
What team is that?
Amsterdam.
Ajax.
They're
Ajax.
called IX.
Yeah.
Ajax.
A lot of people call him Nine.
Oh, I knew the Ajax. I never knew that's how you said it. Ajax.
Yeah.
Dang. See, this is like I'm not a football
Footballer.
At least you said
Foosball?
football.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
I did know that. I didn't know that's how you said it though. So okay. Are they good? Are they good this time around?
Well, the season is just starting, like
Huh.
this past weekend or this week.
Okay.
So I don't know. I
I
also
actually-
don't really follow Dutch soccer.
Okay.
I like watching football if I want to take a nap. So like who's the big one from the UK? The Premier League had a match. I think it was wasn't Manchester, Arsenal versus the Wolves.
Okay, yeah.
And so I put that on. Works like a charm.
It's like golf for Americans.
Yeah, I like that too for that.
Have you checked out the Amsterdam Marathon course?
I've looked at the course a little bit.
It
and
sounds like a fast one.
It sounds like it's flat. It sounds like it's fast.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It also looks like you run along a river for a while.
Oh wow.
Which I'm down for.
Yeah.
Is it? Do they have cobblestones like Paris had? 'Cause that would
Robbie's
be-
traumatized.
Yeah, that would be a no go for me.
Well, that I might have to ask Carl about since he
Okay.
did it last year.
Oh
I
yeah.
always forget that Carl.
Whenever
He says no cobble.
No cobblestones.
No cobblestones?
sick. All right.
and
Thank
and Carl ran a really nice first marathon there. so
3:24, right? Did I get that right? 3:25. That's pretty close.
I've always wondered what would be the best.
Wait, are you going
shoe-
for his PR? Are you going to break that?
now I might have to try because it would be a PR for myself. But like
You'd also
half an
own
hour.
Amsterdam in the
Yeah, in the Believe in the Run team.
like that. We could put your name up on a plaque and put Carl's underneath of it.
Yeah.
I'll get Tracksmith to make me one of their like stamp boards.
Well, no, we're gonna get it engraved. We're gonna have a big Amsterdam and then an engraved plaque. It'll be 2 people.
Oh, sorry, Carl.
Just blame Carl off screen.
Yeah. Don't worry, he edits this. He'll change it all.
Yeah. Rearrange the order of the words to make himself look good. Yeah, that sounds awesome. But yeah, I'm afraid to actually go to Amsterdam because I feel like if I go there, I'm just gonna want to stay there.
It does
sounds
sound like
my-
a place you'd enjoy.
Like the bike culture, the.
It seems like
chill-
a place to live freely.
yeah.
Well, we'll see if Ryan makes it back or not. I
mean-
maybe he lives there now.
I mean, you do have like right now in life, you could do anything.
I could.
Oh yeah,
You're
you're at
in
that
the
point.
you don't understand it until it's gone.
It's like in Billy Madison. Don't ever grow up. Seriously.
I don't know if I can afford another move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that.
Well, I'm kind of jealous, not just because Amsterdam sounds cool, but you're going to be running with Aubrey, and we know Aubrey. We hung out with him, and he's going to be hanging out with us for a couple other events, including the Berlin Marathon.
For those who don't know, Aubrey running on YouTube.
Yeah.
Aubrey running or Aubrey is running.
I'm sure
Aubrey
if you,
running.
Yeah,
Okay.
Aubrey running.
Yeah.
But Aubrey does an amazing job with video and stuff like that. So just by being there and being with him, you're going to be in a nice feature.
Yeah, I trust him to make me look good.
He will. He will.
That'll be for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after the race, we're gonna have Ryan back on, and I think Aubrey maybe at the same time.
That'd
I'm
be
not sure
awesome.
yet. But yeah, so we'll hear all about it and how it went.
And
in
if
another
people
episode.
want to follow you on your personal, can you give your Instagram handle?
I can. It's at High and Rains. I just switched my first and last initial.
Dude, so confusing.
It's awkward to pronounce, but
I got it.
We'll put it in the notes.
Robbie
Yeah.
will drop it in the notes.
Yeah.
That's what I do with my name too all the time, but just seems to never change.
I get it.
It's a good one.
Good,
Yeah.
good job.
All right.
Me too, Robbie. Me too.
Yeah, right. All right, so back to you, Thomas Newberg.
No, I'd be
Namus
Namus
Twoberger.
Twoberger.
Why did I put an F in there?
Because Frederick's
Thomas
on there.
F. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. We look forward to following and cheering for you. And hopefully people will get a kick out of watching your content. And since you're such a fantastic writer, there's also going to be some posts up on the Believe in the Run site.
Yeah, there's
that
already one
you
up
can
there.
check out.
Yeah. There's already
What's it called?
first one. We called it aim for Amsterdam
I like that.
instead of train to NYC.
It's just a quick breakdown of like the gear, when the race is,
Yeah.
Perfect.
all the basics.
Good stuff.
All right.
Cool.
All right, Ryan.
thanks,
Thanks
Ryan.
for popping
Thanks,
in.
Ryan.
Sweet. Thanks, guys.
So, Robbie, you went camping this week.
Yeah, I did go camping with my family. Took 4
You
days.
chose a perfect weekend to do it because there was like monsoon rains and
Oh.
high winds.
Actually, was it here? It wasn't actually where we were.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
It was like sporadic.
Okay.
But when it came down,
Yeah,
it was like,
wild.
Oh, I heard that. I heard there was like some another
Yeah.
crazy windstorm.
Yeah. And like
Okay.
like flooding like really fast, but then it was like gone.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, we were in Western PA, like kind of above Pittsburgh.
That's so weird because Ryan Haynes was just in Pittsburgh this past
Oh,
weekend.
was he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And we were, camping. It's kind of a campground, but we were back in the primitive camping area, which is just,
What's the difference? Is that the one that doesn't have a like the spigot?
or electric or anything.
So there's just a plot of land that you can put a tent on.
Yeah, basically. But the water wasn't too far away, and there are bathrooms and showers there. But
And the kids like the camping.
yeah, they love it. And this was a campground, so it had like seasonal RVers, which is kind of wild. It's like summering for rednecks. Like because they have. I was a little confused because most campgrounds you just stay for the week or weekend or whatever, maybe a couple weeks for retired people. But they have like legit setups where their RVs are there, I think, all year round, and they'll have another RV in say Florida or something.
That sounds like a trailer park.
Yeah, I mean, it basically is. And then you just like live there.
You know, my mom had an RV for a while, and she lived
Oh, yeah?
in Mexico, and then would drive up to like New Mexico, and they would camp there. But there's a whole,
Yeah, it's a whole subculture.
and they know each other.
Oh,
and-
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, my sister and her husband are RV. Like they go most weekends to different places.
That's
but-
crazy.
Yeah.
Dude,
Are you
it-
like not welcomed there? Is you're like not
No,
part
they're-
of the crew?
No, that's fine.
No, but you're not a local.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
You're like,
Probably looked down upon.
I don't like. I'm just like not in. That doesn't really appeal to me much because I'm like, if I'm gonna camp, I'm gonna camp. If I'm gonna
See-
live in a house, I'll live in a house.
I agree with you. I had a Volkswagen Westie,
Yeah.
Westphalia. In theory, it's a lot of fun.
Right.
But when you're driving around every day with a full kitchen,
Well, this is why the whole van life thing is now like people are trying to get rid of.
oh,
these.
it's fading out already?
Oh yeah, like people are selling the Sprinter vans and all that off because it's also not as appealing as it seems. Like it's not as the promise of freedom and everything. You're really bound to a lot of things, fixing stuff, working inside of a Starbucks every day where your van isn't the greatest thing ever.
I never saw the appeal. So
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like it's not.
I mean,
like,
I love the tiny
I-
houses.
I did kind of live in a van before.
what do you
so it's
mean you
not
love
that weird.
tiny houses?
I love looking at them. Like,
Yeah,
if
you don't
there's
wanna
a-
live in
If there's
one.
a show and they're like, and look, you just pull out a bed here and this whole thing. I'm
No,
like,
I'm the same way.
when you look at it, you're like, that is genius. That looks really cool. And I understand though, like if every day I had to fold up my bed and pull out a thing that would become
Yeah.
my counter, you know, that would probably get old.
Now, the one thing I do love about regular camping is that it's kind of a lot of work. So you just have to, your tasks are just basic. It's, work, like get up,
Set up the
make
camp.
breakfast,
Yeah.
like build a fire, those types of things. And then you kind of like relax in the meantime, but you just have to do those things. So there's a certain appeal to that.
So it's kind of like living back in the 1800s.
Yeah.
Like you got to go
a little
milk
bit.
the cow in the morning. You got to clean the stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's something to that. But it only rained a couple times, so it wasn't that bad. The only bad thing is it was raining the last morning, so we had to dry out everything. That's the worst. Unpack everything and then pack it back up. But it was fun. We went to a county. Oh, dude, the best part, they had a county fair, and it was like legit. I mean, if you want to see all the new Trump flags that are out on the market, they're there.
Like, give me an idea, because you said something in your post about creativity of the Trump
Yeah.
flags. What did you see that like you're like, oh, they're really stretching?
Oh,
the-
I mean, it was just like they'll have a whole photo of him like with the fist up and stuff
wow.
on a flag.
Does it look like a Bansky? Not Bansky. Obey.
Oh no, it's just an actual full color photo.
like a photo, not even like a.
Like no artistic.
No,
Or-
it's just
okay.
that and saying like whatever the new campaign slogan is.
Ear me out.
Yeah, yeah.
The
This is an ear to remember.
well, I follow on Instagram. They, I think it's McFarley or something like that. The guy who does the Obey stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'm probably just
It's Farley.
yeah,
is the
no
last-
Mick.
Yeah.
But and I saw he did one for, you remember he did Obama's iconic one. He did one for Kamala, and I was scrolling through my feed. I thought it was like someone just ripped off his style because it's like
Yeah.
doesn't look quite as good as the other one, and there's a lot of white space.
Okay.
And I was just like, oh, somebody took that. And I was like, oh no, it's actually official.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, and by the way, I don't think we're making any political statements. The absurdity. I'll make fun of the absurdity of anything because it's absurd.
Yeah.
Like the fact, like just putting a flag on anything to me is crazy. I don't even care who you're political.
Wait, but what about like when we have our Faster Bastards flag
That's-
or
yeah,
our
it's
Believe
pretty-
Run Club? Is it similar?
Uh,
Like, do we need to get a dually and start
Yeah,
start
yeah.
coal rolling with the flags out?
yeah, maybe. I think that's the crazy part to me. No, I don't know. It just seems if you're a part of a group or a sports team or something, which I guess that's what some people think
Yeah, right.
their politician
That's
is.
their sports team.
I honestly think it is entertainment for people at this point.
I mean, you know what? You're not wrong. There is a certain level of entertainment value.
There's
that
think about everything there is. There's memes.
Yeah.
There's merchandise. There is like TV shows dedicated to it.
there's winners and losers.
Yeah, it at this point it is the Bachelorette for the White
You're
House.
not wrong. Yeah.
We're gonna take 40 candidates
sad.
and narrow it down to 2.
They should start giving out roses.
Oh, here's the crazy thing though. They had some old school like stunt shows there.
Oh, geez.
That I'm like, I didn't realize this still existed in the world.
Like real, like people, like explosion. Someone.
So they had a tightrope walker, which it was 25 feet above the ground. Like
That'll
it
hurt.
wasn't, or maybe 20 feet. It wasn't, no net underneath.
Like, I'm looking out the window here, and you see a telephone pole.
yeah.
Like that high.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit lower, but
Okay.
about that high. And no net or anything. And they were using one of the bars to make it easier, but it was a legit tightrope, like a cable wire. And it's a family of tightrope walkers.
It always is,
Dude,
I don't know
had
what
a-
it is.
They
We're at
had
the fair or the circus?
5-year-old kid on his shoulders. Like
With no net, no
no
helmet.
net, no not. The kid wasn't attached, like just sitting there.
Dude.
And dude, I was like, is this cool? And I'm pretty, you know me, I'm like pretty risky. Like I'm like with my kids, I'm not like safety, whatever. And I was like, if that kid kind of just like scratches his head, like,
If he sneezes,
I think
a bug
he just
hits him in the
falls
face.
off.
Speaking of bugs hitting the face, Meg was doing her speed work the other day, and a bee hit her in the face and stung her.
I think you said that. Was that?
I posted it
that's
because
right,
like
yeah.
last week, like just crazy things happened during training.
Yeah.
But imagine you're a kid on your dad's shoulders and a bee stings you in the face. You're, oh
Yeah.
my God, yeah, no. Okay, this has got to go. You got to send that in
yeah.
so that people can see it. No.
Wild, right?
Yeah,
That's not.
That's child services right there.
I don't know. I say keep it moving. Like let's just bring back the.
There's a difference between
1920s.
being irresponsible and killing your kid.
That was a wild time. And then they had a rodeo too with bucking broncos.
That checks out.
I like
That was
rodeos.
So yeah, honestly, it was pretty fun.
So you time traveled this weekend? Sounds like it.
Yeah, and they had a dunking booth. So and they had a good. This guy was.
Did you do it?
He
did.
Through. I didn't.
You didn't get to be the guy who
No,
gets in
there
the
was this
water.
dude called Bobo the Clown. And
Did you go 10 for 20 something or?
I was 3 for 15, but it was
3 for
far
15.
away. It was like from here to the window, and then
the wall?
And the target was you had to hit the red dot.
Yeah.
You couldn't hit like they tricked you because the
And what-
outer part was rubber, and if you
What
hit
was?
that, it didn't
What
hit
were
it.
you throwing?
Like a baseball?
Like a hard ball? Like not a softball?
No,
like
like
a baseball.
Baseball.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So
The guy you were dunking was Bobo the Clown?
yeah, and he had a microphone, and he would just heckle
Inside
you the
you.
whole time. And he was a good heckler too.
That's good.
I was
You
like,
should have
this is-
recorded some of that.
I'd have some of it.
No,
yeah.
the heckles.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's on here. I'll show it to you then.
All right. All right. First check in. This is a great time of year. You've been working hard through the summer. Maybe you did grit, spent all that time running miles in the heat, and you're like, I'm so slow. Why am I doing this? And then the temperatures start to break. This morning for us, it was in the 60s, and it feels like you all of a sudden have wings on. You just got to go with it. So this is the time to really fall back in love with running and to really enjoy your training for whatever you're going to do this fall.
Okay, Thomas, let's talk about our sponsor, Element.
I'm so addicted to this stuff. I don't know how it happened. When I first started drinking, I was like, it's too salty. And now I can't get enough of it.
Yeah, so they now have Element Sparkling, which comes in cans. It's the same zero sugar electrolyte formula that was in the powder, but now it comes in a can with bubbles.
And we've been doing that before they even had the cans. We started mixing the powders with like seltzer.
Yeah, and it's perfect during the summer when the temps are rising, you're sweating more, you need to replenish those electrolytes, especially sodium, which Element is known for having a bunch of. So our listeners can get a free Element sample pack with the purchase of any mix order. Just go to drinkelement.com/thedrop.
Anyway, so it was a fun weekend all in all. It was nice to just get away and not.
I think
Like,
you're nuts. And here's why I think you're nuts. Okay.
Because of everything you just described.
Well, yeah, part of that. No, I understand your fascination with the human spirit, but it's not that. Dude, I was so tired from Paris, and I wanted to do Falmouth.
Yeah.
And originally, I was kind of like annoyed when Meg's like, "It's too much. We shouldn't do it." And I was like, "Come on, it's Falmouth." And I am so glad. One, I wouldn't have been able to really perform.
Yeah.
But two, like like the idea of just being home. Was
No, I get
appealing.
it. I almost bailed on it, but we already booked it, and all I wanted to do this summer was just go camping with my kids. And so I was like, I'm just
Doing it.
like, we're just doing it. And it actually wasn't that bad. I just had, went grocery shopping, went to the Dundalk Walmart, by the way, which that place is like wild.
That's crazy.
It's like if there was a Juggalo meeting, but nobody wore their makeup. It kind of looks like that.
I'm seeing all these things that look like juggalos when they start doing the makeup.
Yeah.
And then they have you seen this on Instagram? They'll take a woman or a man that looks a little off, and then they start doing like the lines with the makeup, and then it looks like they're
They
like
transform them into like a
but it looks
totally
like they're
different
like a
human.
Zulu warrior. The way they're putting the makeup on, it's like stripes, and then they blend it all together, and then they put another layer on
You hear
top
that
of it.
makeup algorithm?
Yeah, he is. I was
Dude.
going to bring that up if he did it.
Dude, I can't stop watching them because you take a person and you're like, that's not an attractive
think I
person. and
have
they
seen
finish.
this
And then I'm mad
before.
because I'm like, this isn't fair. Like you would walk up on that person.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, because if you, I don't know.
It's like someone wearing a
if
mask.
you went on a date and you were like, yeah, this checks out. This is going to work. And then it's like, I don't know.
Dude, I don't know how Carl survived.
I feel like
swiping.
I feel like guys should be able to wear the same level of makeup.
You are allowed to.
The problem is the stubble comes through and it looks really weird.
You look like Bobo the Clown.
Yeah.
Before you know it, you're sitting in a dunking booth heckling people.
I have a feeling, you know how like cologne is one of those things that people do one spray and they're like, okay, that's good. And
Yeah.
it's probably the right amount. But then they get used to the smell and then they start
Yeah.
spraying more. And before you know it, they're just walking around stinking of
Like
too
an
much
axe.
perfume.
Yeah.
I'm feeling happens with makeup. Like you maybe just start off
And
a little
Botox.
bit.
And Botox.
Yeah, I was going to
Yeah.
say plastic surgery.
Dude, I totally clock people like when I'm watching TV. I'm like, will their forehead move? Like when they say something, will their eyebrows raise up? Will they have the creases on the side of their eyes? And then I'm like, okay, they're doing it. And that's another one they're saying you're actually killing the muscles underneath of your skin. So the more you do it, the more you're going to need it. And then soon it's just going to just slump off your face.
Just to face off. They look like Michael Myers. Yeah. Are you ever running and you smell someone's perfume or cologne? And you're
Deodorant
like-
or something,
and
yeah.
You're like, I don't know. It just brings back, you know how if you smell something, it brings back a memory or something like that.
What's the memory of?
I don't know. It's just like, oh man, I remember that from when I was like, makes you feel like you're young again.
Oh,
or
you mean
something.
like when you're running past someone maybe who's not running?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, and you're just like,
Yeah, that happens to
Catch
me.
that.
CK1 has very strong.
That's a big one, yeah.
Memories for me. That was a period of time
yeah.
where that was very popular. Yeah, there's a couple.
You start smelling it like a Bugs Bunny, like a cartoon.
Your
character,
head whips
like,
around.
like following the scent as your legs are trailing behind
The
you.
other smell I've been loving when I'm running now is the smell of weed everywhere.
That's everywhere.
Yeah, I used to love it, and now I'm like,
I don't love
I don't
it.
know if I love it anymore. It's too much.
It's not that I love it. It's not, and I'm not judging the person, but like if I'm running at 6:30,
That's the crazy thing. It's at every hour of the day.
Really
and
is.
I walk by, I go past someone and they just reek of like weed. I'm like, all right,
yeah.
where do you work?
Yeah, it's the cars going by at 6 a.m. that I'm like, what? Like, where are you going right now?
Probably to the Amazon service
I
center.
mean, there's plenty of, yeah, honestly. I mean, there's plenty of people that just morning till night. Like, that's what they do.
Yeah, but I could understand if it was like a little, like a puff to get your day, like a cup of coffee.
But the problem is if you do it morning till night, then you have to do more and more. And then
okay.
before you
It's
know
like
it,
the
you're-
perfume.
Yeah, it is. It really
Full
is.
circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but the worst is Tuesdays, when you're running Tuesday mornings.
I was out there.
Maybe
Why
a little
Tuesday?
bit later because of the trash trucks.
You
Like
know
when
what?
when you run across a juice alley where they, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Where they compress the trash. And
I
it
hate-
juices
I-
Is
out.
that called? Is a juice alley a
made it
thing?
up.
That's
I
the
don't know.
most
Yeah.
disgusting term I've ever heard.
No,
You know what
because
I mean,
it's
though.
I know.
exactly what he means. It's that happens. So when you come up between those apartment complexes, there's those two. They have they roll out all their big dumpsters.
Yeah.
and there is a stream that is like a rusty brown color, and I make sure that I don't run through it, but I got to be conscious because sometimes you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
and you'll just run through it, and I don't know what that is, but I'm sure it can shine any pan, pot, or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah, that'll give you superpowers that you don't want.
Yeah.
But the
Toxic.
one time
Avenger.
I was walking my kids to school and it was like the block on that their school was on, and there's an alley, and they had compressed it all like right there. So it's just a huge puddle, and all the kids were walking through it. And I'm like, they're gonna walk into their school, sit on their reading mat. It's so gross to me, like the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's
It's-
me and
like, come on.
airplanes. Like when we go to the bathroom at an airport, you know you're walking through urine. I mean, it's just puddles underneath that urinal.
Yeah.
And then you walk to your plane, you walk up and down that aisle, and you put your feet underneath that seat. And I'm thinking when we're flying, I'm like, okay, the guy before me did this.
Yeah.
The guy after me did this. Like,
Yeah, they're not
the-
shampooing
yeah,
those carpets.
Those carpets. And then you come home, and that's if people aren't taking off their shoes after they fly. Like I always have to wash all my clothes after a flight because I'm like, you're basically sitting like your seat for 3 hours, 4 hours. Somebody else sat there.
Yeah.
You know, like it can't be
Yeah.
clean.
I saw on our way back from Paris, I saw a kid in Crocs in a bathroom, and he slipped and like it was in that huge he slipped and caught himself like right before he fell, and I was like, that's why you don't wear Crocs right there.
I mean, there's a lot
He
of
was
reasons.
so
but-
like I thought he was gonna just land. It was the whole pee puddle part, and I was like, dude,
Yeah. But when I was had the boys on my own and we would go to the bathroom, I can't tell you how many times I told them not to put their hands in urinals or
yeah.
not grab the toilet bowl and stuff. Like, cause I would be like changing
Yeah, I know.
Henry's diaper.
You're trying to
and
watch the
Theo's
other
over
one.
there like playing in the fountain.
How do these conversations always end up talking about bathrooms?
I don't know. It's,
It's
just
Part of life.
Like,
most one of the more
clockwork.
interesting parts of life.
Yeah. The garbage truck juicer.
I didn't even get into the campground bathrooms, but we won't go there.
yeah.
They actually weren't that bad, but anyways,
So did you get any runs in while you were out there?
I didn't.
So you're like, this is,
I was going to, but
did you feel any guilt or was it like, hey, this is my time
You're
to be with
active
my
probably the
family?
whole time.
Yeah.
yeah, not really. But I was, I was. We didn't do actually a bunch
Kimmy
of
was active the whole time.
we were gonna go kayaking, but then the weather was unpredictable. But I didn't go on any runs because I just wanted to do something that was 4 day, just with my family, not
Related to work.
yeah. And it's different if you're say at your parents' house or visiting someone or you're at a hotel where you're just like, okay, I'll jump
But this
out.
would take time away from your family.
Yeah, when you're camping, it's like it's a different thing.
I get it.
And I was like, you know what? Even though I know I should be getting miles in, I'm just like, and it stresses me out. Like if I'm trying to get my runs in, and I'm trying to be like, oh, where can
Yeah.
I do it? It's just like stressing me out. So I'm just not gonna do
I respect it.
it. Yeah. But then I ran like 8 miles this morning. Felt great. I mean, this morning was
Oh,
Fantastic.
the weather was so nice.
yeah.
I actually caught, so I knew Meg was going to go do her Ma repeats at the Patterson Park. So I was like, well, I'll just run by there. And if I see her, I can just give her a wave and continue about my way. But the Faster Bastards were using the loop.
Oh,
And there's like 10 of them out there.
There's like 20.
I saw
Was there
that.
20? And they were cruising. So I stopped and took pictures in the video that I guess you saw on the Instagram. But like, I was impressed. Like they were out there just cruising. And then next thing you know, Megan
What were
is
you doing?
out there.
What were you doing, Meg?
I had on-off miles, so a mile at 6, a mile at 7,
What?
times 4.
Oh, it's
6
oh,
minutes.
6 oh, okay.
Mile
Yeah.
at 7 minutes.
Gotcha. Okay, that's cool.
And it was a little breezy out.
Yeah.
So how was the loop?
It sucked on one side really bad.
I'm surprised you went back after your bee trauma.
I know. Well, the sun wasn't out. I'm pretty sure. So I had on these Gooder sunglasses, like the very reflective ones. And this bee came out of nowhere and like it hit my glasses at first. And it was like shocking because it was like giant. And then I guess it like rolled down to my cheek. And by the time I tried to like get my hand to get it off of my face, it was like the stinger like went into my cheek.
Whoa.
And I like tried to get it off, but it was like the stinger was in me, so I like couldn't get the bee off my face. And I would like started to, and I'm like by myself, like looking like a crazy person, like fluttering and trying to get my hand this bee off. And then I finally get it off, and I'm like in the middle of my 800, and I like so I stopped, and I was like, but just like I guess I just got stung by a bee, and I'm like, well, what do I do? Like nothing's gonna change. So I like started to finish my repeat. And then when I got to like the break, I was like, my face feels like it's getting like really puffy. And I was like, what if like I need to stop? So I called Thomas because he was out running, and I was
said, I'll be there in 5 minutes.
so I'm like, will you just come look at my face and tell me like I'm not like dying so I could finish my workout?
You didn't have your phone with you?
No, I did. I called him. And
Could
I
you
was
take
like,
a selfie?
I like could, but then like this eye started to like close a little bit. So I was like, am I really, is this like really bad? And so Tom's is like, yeah, I'm in Fells Point. I'll be there in 5 minutes.
Do you remember the movie Pulp Fiction when the wolf is like, it's a 30-minute drive. I'll be there in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
This was the opposite.
So he's like, yeah, I'll be there in 5 minutes. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll just do one more like repeat while I'm waiting. And I did 3 more repeats, and then Thomas shows up.
You're like, I finished my workout,
And I
made a
was like-
bagel, and Thomas showed up.
Yeah, I was like, I think I'm fine. It's actually, it felt better actually when I was running hard. I guess like the blood flow or something. And it ended up not even swelling that bad.
Okay.
Just like a little
So
bit.
you're telling me a shield did not shield you then? Or
Right.
I think
guess
the
it
bee
kinda
or the
did.
bee saw another bee in
That's
her,
what I was
and he was like,
thinking.
attack.
A reflective.
Probably what happened.
I also got hit by another bug like the same run. Like I feel like I'm not wearing those sunglasses
Whoa.
anymore.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And then what you had to tell, what happened with your sports bra?
Okay, so Castor gave me a lot of doubles last week. I had a big week. It was 90 miles. And
Yeah. It's a
I
big
think-
month for me.
I think
It's been a good year.
the sweating and then the sweat drying a little bit.
And wasn't
then,
it raining a little bit?
Yeah, like
So you stayed wet.
the weather was just like weird. And so like my back got some chafing from my sports bra. And like I felt it on my afternoon run the one day, and I was like, but I think it's fine. And then the next morning I went out and I was like, man, this really hurts. Like this chafing is bad. I'm gonna have to like put something on it when I get home.
Yeah.
And I didn't think anything of it. I just kept running. I was just like, it's just uncomfortable, but whatever.
Right.
And then I happened to be wearing a white tank top. And then I got home and I walked in the door and Thomas goes, what happened to your back? And I was like,
Like,
what
dude,
do you mean?
She walks in and it's like casual walking, grabbing something out of the fridge, and I look at the back of her and there's just blood streaking down her back. Like a lot. Like if you saw the picture.
Yeah, the picture's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of blood. And I was just like, Meg, what happened to your back?
You're like, do you think she
like,
got
"What?"
stabbed in the back a couple of times?
No, because I know that Meg can chafe, but I was like, dude.
I said, what is the chafing bad? And he goes, you're bleeding everywhere.
And I said, come here, let me take a picture. And she turned her outside.
Oh man.
I will tell you, it was the worst shower of my entire life.
Yeah, there's
Okay,
Oh.
Robbie, here's the part though that kills me.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm happy for Megan, but it makes me sad for myself. Megan is like the Wolverine. It healed in like a day.
Oh really?
Like,
So I was gonna
we
say,
put
what'd you do
some-
the next day?
We put
Vaseline.
some Neosporin on it and put some Vaseline, and literally like it's like healed.
Wow. That's amazing. That's like my kids.
And it
They're,
looked like someone had
healing.
taken a cheese grater to her back. Like it was like
Yeah.
scraped
Oh
raw, and just it got red, scabbed up, healed up, gone.
man.
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe we need to. You've been drinking some of that trash juice. You got this superpower. You got this healing
Yeah,
superpower.
healing.
We should see what else you can do.
Yeah.
What else can you come back
Can
from?
you grow? If we chop a finger off, will it grow back?
Yeah, let's not practice that.
Second check-in. Yes, the temps are cooling off. This is great. And you may find it that you're not quite as thirsty as you were when it was hot. But this is your reminder to keep hydrating and making sure that you're getting that, how many ounces if you divide your weight and add something, I forget what it is, but make sure you're getting those ounces, those hydration, electrolytes into your body, and stay healthy. Meg, I've been sleeping like a champ.
Is it because you have a lovely Lagoon pillow?
That and melatonin edibles.
Melatonin and edibles? Or
Gummies. Yeah, but the pair is unbeatable.
Yeah.
yeah, so Lagoon is again a sponsor of this podcast this week. You can go to lagoonsleep.com/believe to check out all of their pillows and to take their quiz. It's very easy. You just have to explain your sleeping preferences and it populates the perfect pillow for you.
Dude, I think Lagoon should put together like a giant pillow fight. Like, and maybe you win
Yeah.
a Lagoon pillow.
How do you win a pillow
Sounds
fight?
like
You come out on top.
Sounds like my 13-year-old self's dream.
How do you win a pillow fight? Like, could you
No
have
one really
scoring?
has pillow fights. That's never been a thing.
I bet you could have scoring. Like if it's 2-man in, like Robbie and I line
Knock
up
out to
against
the
each other,
face.
Oh,
like the
man.
most hits to the
Yeah.
like clean hits to the
CTE
noggin.
on deck.
Yeah.
All right.
See, I
Well-
didn't even know what CTE is, so I had to look it up. But if you had it, the pillow sure would help.
Yeah.
And if you want the perfect pillow to slap someone in the face with, again, go to lagoonsleep.com/believe. Use the code BELIEVE for 15% off your first purchase.
Make sure they took the quiz first so you know which pillow to smack them with. Dude, my week last week was insane. I'm hoping that it's getting better, but
Oh, yeah.
I was able to do the mileage required. I was keeping it low, 4 to 6 miles a day.
Okay.
And then I was doing, Meg has that fancy bike downstairs.
Yeah.
So I've been doing like what do you call them? Spin
Workouts?
classes.
Yeah.
Like, and she has these 3-pound weights that I always make fun of her for using. And part of the spin classes are like, I'm like, I might as well do it, whatever. Dude, where I crunched this shoulder, it was like crackling.
Oh,
as
the
it's
one
going.
that you dislocated or whatever?
Yeah.
Also, Thomas said he was sore after using those 3-pound weights.
I
was.
So let that be known.
Yeah, I would be sore.
Dude, to get on the bike and do these things. Here's the other thing. I don't understand how to stay in the seats. I start pedaling faster. I'm always trying to stay and do my
Oh, so
my
you
thing.
hold them up in the air?
Yeah, and so you're pedaling at the same time. So
Yeah.
like the seat is really digging into my area.
Yeah.
And you're also sliding off of it, so you start pedaling faster.
I've never had this
The
issue.
faster you pedal, the harder it is to stay on, and then your arms are up in the air. It looks like
We
a
get video.
It's
video
not
of
that.
this?
Juggling.
It's not that hard.
We get video of this for the podcast.
so good. Anyway, I got another deep tissue massage last week. I went and got dry needling per your suggestion, which I do think helped. And I'm going back later today, to get more
Okay.
dry needling. They dry needled and cupped.
Oh,
And
I was wondering. That's funny because I was literally wondering if people still did that.
I
Oh,
was
yeah.
too, but I
Didn't you see
I
the
s-
people at the
I
Olympics?
saw people at the Olympics with it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just thought that was a Michael Phelps thing, and that was cool for that time.
Here's why I do think it might work. It does. I can feel it pulling the tissue into the little cup where there's suction, and then I feel as she moves the cup, I feel like the crackling.
Well, it's all blood flow, right?
Yeah.
It's just
Okay. Yeah, that
getting
makes
that
sense.
going faster.
Yeah. But so, I mean, it feels like it's getting a little better. Today, I decided to like not push, but when I was running, I was like, let me at least drop down into the 8s.
Right. Yeah.
Why are you laughing?
I don't know. I'm just like, you just can't help yourself.
Well,
Like
Berlin,
why though? Why? You
because
didn't risk it?
I think because Berlin is around the corner. I just want like.
But you're not going for a PR. are
No,
you?
I'm going for a finish at this point.
Yeah, so
like
then
I
it's like,
haven't
don't-
even
don't worry
been
about
able
it.
to do a long run.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we'll just see how things go. I'll try to get dry needling. Coach Castor will. By the way, Coach, that interview, people love the Castors. Like I
mean,
How
know
could you
that-
not?
Yeah.
I
They're
know,
amazing.
but like we've had other guests on that I'm like expect
Yeah.
people to be nice and kind to, but we got a lot of good comments about them. But also like normally even like when we have the nicest person on, we'll at least get one negative comment
Yeah.
and nothing.
No, I mean,
I'm not
they're awesome.
I don't want people to go and give negative comments now, but
Yeah.
but that's
Yeah.
did we already say something about YouTube? Yeah, we already did.
This episode?
No, that was our internal call.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, so today.
It'll already be.
It'll have happened by
the time
Friday.
The podcast comes
Yeah,
out.
I think it'll happen
Might happen now.
today. Yeah, let's take a look. Yeah, we're 30 away from 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, which, look, some people do this stuff really fast. Like, Matt Choi's been doing video for a little while, and it's like, boom,
Well,
he gets 100. But
right.
for us, this has been a journey.
Yeah, I mean, there's a certain, if you game the YouTube system to be Mr. Beastie or whatever,
Yeah.
like if you,
what's his name? Who was the Run Gum guy?
Oh yeah.
He became real big on.
yeah,
YouTube.
Nick, not Nick Willis, the other Nick.
Why is his name not coming to me?
I know, Nick Simmons.
There it is.
But yeah, he did a great job, and it was funny because I think he stopped doing YouTube videos, and he was like really doing a good job at it.
He was killing it.
But yeah, I mean, obviously everyone knows we like to do shoe reviews.
Speaking of Matt Choi, dude, he finished Leadville.
yeah, that's pretty
He got
awesome.
the big buckle. He
Yeah.
finished under 25 hours. And you know that Mary,
Maybe.
we've had her on the podcast. Mary, what's her actual last name? I'm only thinking of her Instagram.
Denholm.
Oh,
yeah,
Mary
I'm only
Denholm.
thinking of her Instagram handle.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mary won it. And,
She won it. Okay, I didn't.
And did she break the women's record?
She got the second fastest time ever.
Wow.
And then
It's like
Well, I saw-
18 hours and something.
And Zoe Rom got second. She's like the editor at Trail Running Magazine and whatever other stuff. And then the men's side was David Roche.
yeah, broke
which-
a 19-year-old record.
That's insane.
What's going on?
I don't know. That's crazy because what's also crazy, and he's like an incredible athlete coach. They have a podcast too, right?
Yeah.
But he got in that bike accident back in April where he almost like a really bad bike accident.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Like flew off the road into a fence, like a car like T-boned him or something. And like, I don't know if he broke something, but he was like in the hospital.
I did not know that.
Yeah. And,
In April? Wow.
yeah. And this is only his, I think, second 100 miler, or like he does shorter distance ultras.
Dude,
Yeah.
like that's
The same thing with Mary. It was her debut 100 miler.
Really?
And she won. Yeah.
Whoa. Now, I guess the Matt Carpenter, who was the record holder, I think he was a similar style. Like he ran shorter distances and focused on that Leadville, trying to master that race type of thing.
So
But yeah, that's crazy.
Trans Rockies, the race that Megan and I did, and then I did, it's actually the race that started Believe in the Run originally. You do the Hope Pass, which is part of Leadville 100.
Right.
Doing it one time it's a tough climb. It's
Yeah.
not.
I can't even imagine.
You've got
honestly.
a very severe climb, and then you've got a very severe downhill. So both sides of your quads just get crunched.
Yeah.
And in Leadville 100, you do that twice. So you go up and over, and then back up and over.
Plus, during
that's-
Trans Rockies, that's like the shortest day because it's the
Yeah.
hardest. So
Wow.
it's like the one day that's only like 13 miles or something
Yeah.
because
Wow.
it's so hard.
Man.
Yeah.
So, and I saw also someone, well, Mary's thing, she said that she ran, she said minimum 60 grams of carbs per
Yeah.
hour.
She's very open about how much she fuels and how important it
I
is.
think David Roche is the same way.
Yeah.
I think I saw someone
Wait,
comment that.
what
he
is
was like-
60 carbs?
that would be almost 3. No, that would be 2 Mortons
An
every
hour?
hour.
That's not that.
Well, that's 50, so it's a little bit more than that.
That's still not crazy if you consider like
Yeah, but
during a marathon you're taking
18
30 to
hours.
40. Oh.
Think about
36.
that.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
would use other fuel
Yeah,
than
I'm
just
sure.
Morton's.
And yeah, for sure. But still, think about that consistently getting that in.
That's true.
like
Every hour.
exhausting in itself.
Yeah.
Like there's a time in my life where I was like, yeah, maybe I would want to do that. I think that time has passed.
Wow.
Like that's
I don't know. Watching Western States still has a little something like that was.
I would love to crew you at Western States.
The problem is I have to train for that and then also qualify for that and then get lucky to get in. So
I think you could do it. I mean, you've got the speed.
we'll see. Maybe one day.
But yeah, big shout out to Matt Choi. Like, I was impressed. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you can say what you want about Ma Choi. Like, the dude is legit.
Yeah.
and I mean, he's living that fit life. He's strong. He did it. Like, you know, that I'm really impressed, and I just think it, to all the athletes who can finish Leadville, it's not. This is not a walk in the park. I don't care how much you walk. I don't care how much it's 100 miles over the Rockies.
Yeah, and to do it in sub 24.
Yeah. Trans Rockies is 120 miles or a little over, but that's over 6 days.
Yeah.
And it's quite lovely. And you get a tent when you arrive and a
Yeah.
chef.
And a shower truck.
Not
Speaking
bad.
of which, I met Anna Frost at the first time I did Trans Rockies, and we're going to be interviewing her this week.
That's why I was just looking up her Instagram.
Yeah, she did the year that I was there. She did the 3-day instead of the 6-day, but she crushed it and won, of course. And at the time, she was a Solomon athlete.
Yeah, she's like one of the legendary trail runners,
Yeah.
I would say.
Max King borrowed one of her running skirts and ran the last day and beat everybody in a running skirt.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's nice.
I was trying to look up Matt Choi. Has he done other?
Ultras?
Yeah.
No, I mean, he ran the length of Korea.
Let me see. So he did. Yeah. No.
It's like
He went 0 to 60.
0 to Leadville.
There's
Yeah.
another Matt Choi, but it's not. I don't believe it's him. No.
I mean,
Wow.
you could kind of consider what he was normally doing as sort of ultra-ish between running the length of Korea and then
Yeah.
running as many marathons as he's running. He's
Yeah.
like doing, I think he was like a monthly runner.
Which, by the way, the guy who I interviewed this past week for the podcast, Cameron Balser, came out on Monday. Because he ran the perimeter of the U.S. Like, it's pretty insane.
Is there a Strava map for that?
I don't know if there's a Strava map. I think he has his map, but he
Yeah,
ran.
because you can't, it can't all be one run.
Yeah, but you could probably layer them together.
Yeah.
And how cool would it be
Yeah.
to see like the circumference of
But he
the-
basically did 39 miles a day, and he was pulling he was like self-supported. But that seems just
How,
That's
okay,
another level of
give me
insanity.
the amount of time it took at 39 miles a day.
I think it was like 9 months or something. Yeah, it was like a long time.
Like,
Maybe
how does
8
your
months.
body come back from that? Like, if you take a day off, like your body must just like, freak
But the
out.
crazy thing is now he's trying to set the Guinness record for most miles in a year. So he figured I might as well just
Keep going.
like get the next 4 months or whatever. So he's still running. Now he's running even more because he's trying to. He actually wasn't running enough, I guess.
Oh,
or-
geez.
So he's running like. Actually, he's not running more, but he's running like 150-mile weeks.
Did you ask him?
Obviously, like slower pace, but you know.
Did you ask him how you plan to be where you're going to be during the year? Like, because in Florida, you don't want to be there in
So
August.
he did plan it to some degree, but he said honestly, some of it was pure luck. Like he missed this cold snap in Texas that would have like thrown the whole thing probably
wow.
like completely thrown out the window because it was in the 20s or whatever, or low 30s, and he's outside and the whole time. That's a big difference if you're outside all day long in
Yeah.
30-degree weather for a week straight. So he started in the summertime up north and then dropped down, but I don't know, man. It's like, I mean, I like doing crazy stuff, but that's like a whole different level.
That's something special.
But yeah, can I talk about one thing I want to talk about?
Yeah.
I don't know where we're at with time, but
I say go.
so we were talking about you about Faster Bastards, and you posted the photos this morning. And I was like, I'm not seeing a lot of black apparel in those photos, and I'm like, are we not necessarily Faster Bastards, but I'm like, I feel like with the running surge, it's like everything's cool, everyone's like drifting between clubs. I'm like, I feel like there still needs to be like identities. Like I feel like clubs or crews should have their own different thing. It shouldn't just be like, oh, we're just a group of people running on a different night of the week. Do you think that? And I also don't want to like be a gatekeeper, but I also think there's value in having identities.
I agree
where
with
people
you.
can come together with like
Yeah.
like
I agree with you. And I
community.
obviously when Faster Bastards started, it was very easy to spot a Faster Bastard, and there was kind of a look that like even people would say, oh, even if you weren't wearing your gear, they're like, oh, those are the Faster
Yeah.
Bastards. I mean, what it was dudes covered in tattoos and wearing 3-inch shorts when everybody else was wearing 5-inch shorts.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. I do think that because the Baltimore running scene has grown so much and people want to go, like even Ryan, who was here just a second ago, Ryan went to Tribe Run Monday night.
Yeah.
He's been to the Canton Run Club. He'll do Believe Run Club, and he'll run with Faster Bastards on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it used to bother me. Like I used to be like, hey, you got to be, if you're a Faster Bastard, why are you running with other crews?
Yeah.
And I was just like, whatever. And then, but
Yeah.
like I remember Chris Hogger was the first one that started driving me nuts because he was the first one to start going to other clubs.
And I think I'm okay with that, but
You're saying there's no identity to the clubs.
yeah, I feel like it's just a different night of the week.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to have a run club or run crew, you should have at least some sort of baseline. Like, this is what we do. Like, this is why you're showing up to this run crew. I don't know.
If you're not wearing all black, you're not allowed to be a Faster
I
Bastard.
mean, I do have to say on Saturdays though, on Saturdays,
It's mostly all black attire.
You're right.
yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, you're not going to wear all black attire all day of the week. I think the last Bastards run I went to, I wasn't personally.
I got called out for wearing green shorts.
Yeah.
I was like wearing green shorts with a black shirt. Bye, Ryan Haynes.
But I was thinking that I kind of missed that because like when we first were doing it, say 6 or 7, 8 years ago, it was like you are more, I don't know if you get more excited about it, but it's more like, oh, this is my people. This is my
team.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when it's just drifting in between, it's just like, okay, well, I'm just showing up to run with people. And they're all cool people still.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, what I find is though on race day, that's where the flag really comes out.
yeah.
So when you see like even in
Yeah.
Falmouth, both Tribe and Faster Bastards were there. You know, Faster Bastards were Faster Bastards and proud to be Faster Bastards at that event where, you know, I think it still works, but it's tough because the one with our schedule, I'm not as involved as I
right.
have been in the past. 2, there's like, there's just different personalities now.
It's not necessarily, and I'm not just saying that about the group we run with. I just mean in general. I feel like
No, I'm with you.
there should be, like, groups should have a certain, like, it almost be exclusive in a way. I know you want to say like, oh, we're open to everyone, but I almost, at this point, there's so many run groups that
Yeah.
You don't
you'll
need to
find
be.
if you run 12-minute paces, if you want to drink afterwards, if you want to do whatever, like, there's pretty much a run group for everyone, which I think makes more of a case that there should be.
I think that's a problem. So
An identity.
When you're talking about that, though, I look at Faster Bastards, and that's a performance-driven group. It's people who are trying to improve their race time.
They were out doing 12 by 800s this morning.
Yeah.
I mean, true. Yeah.
It's more of, I would say, less social, more like people do stuff socially, but it's not necessarily part of the run group. But they make friends and they do splinter off and do social things. I think that you have other groups where the social part is built into it.
Yeah.
And so that's the appeal. So I see like maybe a Faster Bastard who wants to run and get faster and better and loves coming out to like the Wednesday night where hammer hard on the hills, but then they'll go to another club for, I want to go and have a beer afterwards.
Yeah, that's
hang
probably
out
true.
And have that social side. So I think that's more what drives it
Yeah.
than anything. But there's definitely distinct, like if you look at the personalities of the groups in Baltimore,
Yeah.
like you could almost give a stereotype for each group.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like I don't want to,
Yeah.
but you could.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think you're right. I think they somehow find their identity or keep their identity. But yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
I was just
I agree with you
about
though. I like in an ideal world, we should bring switchblades, and if you see another person cut their shirt off,
Yeah.
yeah.
We're too old for that.
Or maybe if we are at a Fast Bastard run, somebody shows up with like color, we should take a bucket of black spray paint or something.
Yeah, just give them a stripe.
Yeah.
Tracksmith stripe down the
I hope,
front of their
yeah.
Brooks singlet.
Now you're a bastard. But yeah, so
That
that's
will
it.
look like November Project, spray painting people's singlets.
Yeah.
Does that even exist anymore?
I think there's groups that are coming out that seem like November Project.
No,
did-
November Project still exists.
Does November
Yeah.
Project itself? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see him out
You don't
there
hear
once in
much
a while.
about it.
Not like you did for, I mean, remember when Jarrett was a
Yeah.
November
I mean, a lot of
Project
people
devotee?
were. A lot of people were.
Yeah. All right, third check-in. All summer, maybe you're a tarps off kind of person. Now it's time to start wearing clothes again. And I recommend that you really, especially for the guys out there, you got to toughen up a little bit, because once you go from shirtless to shirts, that's when the chafing really kicks in. We heard Megan complaining about her back there. This is the time of year where you get that weird chafing, because it's just hot enough to make you sweat a little bit, then it evaporates and you get that salt, and then your shirt or whatever will grind up against it. Make sure you're getting that glide stick out, staying friction free. Speaking of black, though, black shoes are back, Robbie.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not into it.
I kind of am in some ways. Like, I like the black with the black sock look. I think it's kind of like
Okay.
New Yorky,
Yeah.
and I like that. But it also works with the Faster Bastard stuff.
That's true. Yeah.
Anyway,
That's me talking about wanting everyone to wear black, and
And
I'm
not liking
complaining about black shoe.
maybe not in the shoes.
Yeah.
The what we're going to talk about this week, May,
The Puma Mag Max.
which is right in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, it really is. They didn't show us this at TRE. I didn't even know it was in the works. Did you?
By the way, it's a good name.
I know.
Mag Max. It's like Mad Max, but with
Megan actually was calling it the Mad Max.
It was accidental.
By the way, the Furiosa is now available on Max.
oh, is it?
Yeah, this isn't an ad. I
Yeah.
just know that you enjoyed Mad Max Fury
Fury Road.
Fury Road.
Yeah.
Now Furioso
Okay.
is on HBO Max.
Okay. I'll have to find a way to watch it since I don't
Sit
have
on the
HBO.
couch after
so
this.
anyway,
Bring your
the
computer.
All right.
the Mag Max is basically Puma's max cushion trainer.
And we did not see this at TRE. In fact, I don't think we even knew about it until a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
So-
I-
No, Magnify I thought was their most cushioned shoe,
right.
but this blows the Magnify out of the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really excited when we got this guy, especially because I didn't even know it was coming. It's got a huge slab of it's their nitro foam. So what is this?
Nitro.
Like supercritical.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nitrogen infused foam.
So it's not like your super soft, cushiony.
It's pretty bouncy. And if you flip up this back, Robbie, you'll see. What's it say?
Bouncy AF.
That's right.
It's a nice little.
What do you think the AF stands for?
As a feather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking that, or aliphaletic.
Bouncy as a frog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, yeah, it's very, very bouncy. It's just not the soft, squishy like you would feel in maybe a like the Moore V5 or something like that. It's
you know what it
more
reminds me of?
responsive. What's that?
Reminds me of the Nova Blast. Not Nova Blast, the Super Blast.
Super
Oh,
Blast.
yeah.
It's like a heavy Super Blast. So the Super Blast is super light, but that stack and the cushioning and the way it feels in the Super Blast, this feels like that underfoot.
Okay.
I gotta say, I think this is probably my favorite Puma shoe almost ever.
Whoa.
Well, let's go over a little bit, because I think all the components are there. It's got a really nice upper. They've got that power tape enforcement on the shoe. But we've always said that the knit tongue that was in like the Nova Blast from
Oh, yeah,
Asics
it's
And the
stuff,
Nimbus.
That's
yeah,
nice.
we're like, it's the best tongue. And guess what tongue this has?
Yeah.
It has that
Stretchy
tongue.
knit.
It's
Yeah.
the same thing that we saw in the New Balance Balos. Like they're listening.
Okay.
People know the knit
This is
tongue's
the
where
tongue.
it's at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the rest of the shoe fits really well. Like, this is a great fitting upper.
Yeah.
And my size 10.5 fit true to size.
Well, I mean, and probably the reason why it weighs, well, one of the reasons, that's a generous layer of rubber on the outsole.
yeah.
Not
Like-
only that, it's like the width of the shoe, the
Yeah.
midsole specifically
Sure.
is very wide.
I mean, you're probably getting decent stability and
Oh, yeah.
obviously the best traction in the world.
And it
because
rolls
Puma Grip
really
is
well.
The best rubber.
Yeah.
This just looks like almost a trail shoe.
You probably could use it as a trail shoe.
I mean, I guess there's no lugs, but it looks like lugs.
I mean, that's probably a 2 millimeter lug on the bottom.
Yeah, if you consider, right.
It doesn't take away from the ride though. Like sometimes I feel like the rubber,
Can
if there's a
interrupt it.
substantial amount of rubber, it impacts the way the midsole feels. This like it rolls all together really nicely.
Yeah. What's the stack, Meg?
According to Running Warehouse, it's 47.39, so 8 millimeter drop.
Like almost 50 is almost as tall as the Primex.
But because it's so wide, it feels super stable.
It does. I have to say, it feels really good to run in.
Yeah, it's like I just want to put it on for all my runs.
I honestly think that there's some brands this year that have really nailed it. And I have to say, Puma's lineup between the DV8 Nitro, the DV8 Nitro Elite, what is it? 4? Is that the 4?
No, I thought we were like 3 maybe.
Three.
Oh, is it 3?
Yeah.
That was a nice update this year. Like, I don't think the only shoe I didn't like from them was the Velocity.
Yeah. I mean, this is $180, so pretty good. Would you say that? But Puma has on their spec sheet it says 46.38.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, so they say
yeah.
40. It's close enough.
So basically,
Yeah.
Now, there's no plate or anything, but like the Super Blast, Robbie, it feel with that much foam underneath.
Yeah, you don't need it.
You don't need a plate. And like, look, you can tell it's not flexible at all. Like, that's
Yeah.
me trying. Megan,
Gotta-
you want to try it
you
since
gotta
I've been in
use-
those 3-pound weights?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Jokes.
it feels really good. I think that this would be one of those shoes that if you need to do a 20 miler,
Oh yeah.
you just throw it on. And honestly, I tried picking up the pace in it a little bit and it wasn't horrible.
No, the foam's pretty responsive.
But the Super Blast has the advantage with the weight.
yeah.
But yeah, it's a
We
good
didn't
one.
say how much this weighs, did we?
It says 10.2 ounces according
For a
to
size
their-
9.
Yeah. So that's the same with Running Warehouse, 292 grams.
So that's a size 9. You're going to add probably another ounce and a half or so for a 10.5. So
Ounce,
it's probably
yeah.
close to like
It's not
a
super light,
11.
but I don't
Yeah.
think it needs to be for what it is.
No, but I'm saying compared to the Super Blast,
sure.
you know, because it has a similar feel, but the bounce and the cushion and the way your legs feel when you're done with this, I think it's really good.
Yeah. Way to go, Puma.
Yeah, and it's did I say it's $180?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did say that. Which is like compared to a lot of the Max Cushion, Super Blast is 200, Ballast is 200.
I'm thinking even like the, if you went Mach X,
Yeah,
'Cause I-
190.
yeah.
Yeah. I think it's good.
Is there anyone who doesn't have a Super Max Cushion shoe now?
Topo.
Yeah.
I would say, I mean, Altra's tried, but they haven't really.
What's Adidas's like max cushion?
Oh,
Prime
shoe?
X
yeah,
too.
Prime X.
Oh, that shoe's unfortunate.
No, you love the
The
original.
Yeah.
But Nike doesn't have, I wouldn't say, the Invincible is just normal Max. Like it's
It feels max
But it's
cushiony
not
though, don't you
crazy.
think? No,
They've got that
stacked.
Peg Plus coming out.
Yeah,
Or
I still
peg.
don't think that's like max
No.
cushion.
But
So
it's
I'm,
got
I'm
air
thinking
bubbles
like
everywhere.
44 millimeters.
Oh.
Saucony have? No.
No.
So it's just even Brooks, their max cushion, they're
Isn't-
not super max.
No.
It's like 39.
Yeah.
All right, so apparently a ton of people.
Yeah.
Get us some more max cushion shoes. Everyone's already over it. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's
bring on more.
Tides are
I
about
know.
to turn.
And the funny thing is that the consumer that we see on our channel, there is a loud group of people that like for some reason are annoyed with max cushion.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
very
It's
opinionated.
the same people who have a Let's Run anonymous account. So I would love to see the Venn diagram of salty commenters on YouTube versus like if they have a Let's Run.
Oh,
So-
it's the same
Yeah,
it's the same
same
person.
person.
Yeah, like one guy commented on one of our posts. You guys are getting too soft. I used to have to run in combat boots for my in the military. And I'm like, yeah, but
yeah,
now that you're out, would you?
We also used to send drop people in choppers into zones in Vietnam. I'm glad we don't do that anymore.
I was just like,
We have drones to do that business now.
yeah. Is that what you actually prefer though? Like I know we can run in that stuff,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know.
All right.
Yeah. In other news, I want to give a shout out to Theo, my son.
He's definitely not listening.
He's not,
Who's that?
but I'm giving it a shout out.
Still give him a shout out.
He's gonna be running cross country this fall. I'm pretty excited about.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
That's super cool.
yeah.
Might have to give him the Faster Bastards flag to finish one of his
you
races.
go.
I did give him a Believe Run Club singlet to wear. I think we'll have to stick away from the Faster Bastards for a
Now,
while.
what shoe is he wearing, or like, who makes his shoe size? Because he says,
I mean, for his daily training, we're getting him Nova Blast.
is he a 13?
Yeah.
I didn't think Asics, or did they not make the Super Blast in 13?
I think it's a Super Blast
Okay.
that has trouble getting up there. But Nova Blast, he's already worn 13, the previous version. So we're getting him another pair of those. And then
Nice.
we got a recommendation actually from a competitor of New Balance, recommended that for the cross country shoe, like the actual spike or whatever,
Yeah.
to get him their Super Comp XC.
Okay.
And so we're going to get him the Super Comp XC
So I never, that's cool. That's,
which is probably
that's rad.
probably a bazooka for
Yeah.
a kid in his first year of cross country.
For sure. So I never ran cross country, and I've had friends ask me recommendations, and I have honestly never, because I always hear, oh, just use the Kinvara or use this, but also you can use a spike. So it's like,
I think because they do multiple styles of running, so some of it's going to be on like road and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and then some of it, like if they're on a grass course, a spike probably is ideal.
Yeah.
And I remember one time I was out at Oregon Ridge and they set up a like cross country, like little 5K course, and it was all on the grass and in this stuff. So
Yeah.
it makes sense to maybe have a spike in that. But I mean, it's exciting. I thought about it because when I found out he was going to be on, I Googled what shoes rotation does a kid need for high school cross country,
Yeah.
and I went to Let's Run to hear what all their comments
I mean,
were.
that's actually probably the one good use for Let's Run is stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to get a critique on running shoe reviewers, I would recommend
away
not going there.
Stay away from
I
it.
actually I refuse to.
Yeah.
Sometimes I want the what masochistic part of me wants to, but I'm just like, I refuse to do it.
Yeah. I think that's smart.
It's bad enough that I even read our own YouTube comments. I usually at this point almost try not to. Sorry to people who ask questions on YouTube, but
Yeah.
it's just like it's not worth it almost.
It's funny. Well, for every 10 really nice comments, you get that one that kind of is like,
Yeah, but you always remember the one.
right.
And there's just some terrible people, or honestly, probably just really sad people.
I found out that half of them are written by Carl, though. So,
That doesn't surprise me. That dude's a wolf in sheep's clothing over there.
yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, he's probably an industry plant
Yeah.
trying to
He is.
take us down.
He's coming from big running.
Yeah.
Coming,
Yeah.
hammer us
The
out.
Runner's World sent him over here.
All right. Meg, what are you responding to emails? You already checked out?
she gone.
All right. I think that's our cue to wrap this one up.
All right.
So, Meg, you know what to do.
Hi, Ma.